All right, so today I'm going to take you through our new Lifestyle Balance Mastering Machine. Fucking long title, but we'll get through it. It'll be a quick video. We've been talking a lot about how creating versus managing money, how they intertwine, defining your purpose. And we've got another mastering machine for that called our Wealth Mastering Machine. But what we want to talk about today is the lifestyle side of things. You know, a lot of people either spend everything today and forget about tomorrow, or they don't spend anything today in the hope that they're going to live long enough to enjoy it at some point in the future. But it's not hard to have the balance, and that's what we focus on, making sure you live the best life today while having enough in planning for tomorrow to keep living that best life. People think it's too hard to do, but it's not. And we're going to show you today why it's important and what not doing it and what doing it can do for yourself. So with this. Yeah, boys. All right. So you can see here we have the three circles which create the main components of making that balanced life, okay? Living that perfect, fulfilling, balanced life. Now, over on this side, we've got survival. Now, it's really important that this isn't forgotten, okay? Survival is the base point that you need to know, what it costs you. If you had to cut out everything, all luxuries and everything, what the minimum it costs you to live on a day-to-day basis, including some mild non-negotiable luxuries that allow you to sustain that for an extended period of time. So you can see in survival, we've got bills, sustainability, and a base cost analysis. Okay, that's survival. Over on this side, we've got the future planning. Okay, future planning is making sure that you are putting the right things in place for the future to ensure that in 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now, you can still live the life that you want to live, which a lot of people forget about. Now we can see the main things to consider in this area is a home, passive income. Why is that so blurry? Anyway, that says worst case scenarios, but it looks pretty blurry to me. So future planning, home, passive income, and worst case scenarios. Making sure you have a foundation behind what you're doing. In the top one, we've got living life. Okay, this is what it's all about. But you've got to be able to make sure the other two are covered to ensure you can do this. But in life, we basically have experiences, fun, and enjoyment. Right, happiness, enjoyment. That's what we do here. Now, if we look down for, I guess, the older generation, we get a lot of this mix between survival and future planning. Okay, where a lot of our parents save, pay off the home, save, and they don't really live that much of a life. And it's probably because, they've been through recessions and depressions, and they had to do that to get by. We are pretty lucky these days. But what you get there is you get unhappy hoping. So if you're living that kind of life, you are relatively unhappy, hoping that one day you're going to hit the point where you're going to be happy. But what happens if you don't make it that far, right? The big thing around this kind of lifestyle is no enjoyment, okay? And what's the point of living if you're not enjoying it, really? I can see that, imagine. Woo. The next one, which we see a lot in our generation, and in millennials and the younger generation, is paying for survival and living life, right? Now, when we're doing that, when we're spending everything today because tomorrow's too far away, short-term happiness, 100%. But there is going to be a point where we are hiding long-term stress. And that short-term happiness is very quickly going to turn into short-term stress, because we're going to hit the point where it's too late to look after our future, but we need to. And now there's no more happiness, it's all stress. Yeah, so it's not great either. There's no longevity in this plan. Then one that we don't see very often, but sometimes we do, I guess, give you an example of this one, which is future planning. So investing and buying homes and then living life as well, and not worrying about it. This is when like an annual car insurance bill will pop up, or some big bill will pop up that you should have budgeted for, and then, oh shit, you've been living your best life, but you can't afford that, even though you're investing, etc. Not very common, but this gives us a roller coaster of emotions, because while those bills aren't popping up, we're living our best life, we feel great, but when they pop up, we go through this deep, dark regression in our happiness, which gives it, we don't want a roller coaster, we want a steady, smooth ride. So this gives us no day-to-day certainty. Now, balancing all three of these things properly allows us true fulfillment. And that's what we want to focus on, right? We want to focus on true fulfillment. And how do we do that? Well, we've got to go through that wealth mastery machine, which is very simply create the income, manage the income, define the purpose, and then retract that cycle. Yeah. Talk about it all the time. Start looking at create. You got to create it first. You can't manage what you don't have. So you got to create a base first. Create some income. Yeah. Once you create that income in line with your survival needs, that's the first step. Creating enough income to survive. Yeah. Once you're there, then we can go into the managing piece, right? Managing, make sure we have a budget, cash flow structure. We put in place a buffer, an emergency buffer. So there's something random pops up, we look after it. Then once we start earning above that amount, then we can start transitioning to some future planning. Now we start with our worst case scenarios, making sure your worst case home's looked after, you're on track to save and pay down that mortgage, and you're on track for your worst case scenario retirement. You've got your superannuation at 60, 65, or whatever income you need from them. Once you're there, that's the base foundations from there. Once you're there, then you can start looking at some lifestyle stuff. Okay, well, now we've got some more money left over. Now we want to start balancing our lifestyle, right? We've looked after the foundations. Okay, maybe travel is really important to you, or eating out once a week or twice a week is really important to you. Let's budget for that. Okay, so now we've got 5 to 10K of annual travel put in place, maybe $100 a week for eating out with our nearest and dearest. Now we've done that, then we cycle back around. Yeah, okay. Now let's go back to survival. Do we need insurances? Do we need estate planning? What other expenses we probably need? Private health insurance, anything like that. Have a look at those, make sure we increase that, or we review it, keep it where it is. We earn more money, managing it again, come across the future planning. Okay, well, let's increase that home. Maybe we're in the worst case scenario, stepping stone home. Let's get on track. Yeah, no, good one, heaps good. There's a bit of remix from DJ Izzy over there, gone to Jizzy. So, we want to increase that home to maybe our ideal home. Okay, so we've taken it from that $600,000 home. Now we want to get on track to save and pay down the mortgage of $800,000 home. And then maybe we want to bring our retirement. Either we might want to increase our retirement. We're happy with age 60. We increase it from 80 to 100K. Or maybe you want to keep it at 80K, bring it back to age 55. And we start divvying that up. Then we go back up to lifestyle. Now that's done. Okay, now in lifestyle, well, maybe we want to increase our travel. Maybe we want to increase how much we edit. Maybe we want to start looking at getting that nice car. Maybe we want to start increasing our clothing budget, right? And we keep cycling back around to balance them through. It's not hard to do, guys. It's not hard to do once you are all over the create, the manage, and the defining your purpose in your money. Very easy to do. If you need a hand, reach out. It's what we do best. Living your best life today while making sure you can continue to live it into the future. That's what it's all about. If you're not doing those things, if this isn't what you're doing, then what are you doing? How can you have a truly happy life if you're not balancing all those things? Because they're all a necessity and they all create true happiness. Consider that with your own budget, your own finance situation. Get in touch if you want a hand. Yo.